back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 6 tips for choosing your first synthetic lace front wig. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers and I'm planning a very special giveaway to celebrate. So I began wearing synthetic lace front wigs probably like just before I decided to do a big chop to my hair. And the reason why I chose synthetic wigs is because they are just so versatile and they're also so inexpensive. So I kind of looked at some of the big names, like, you know how you see like the RPG wigs, the Wow African and things like that, but I didn't feel ready to spend like $300, $400 on a wig when I myself like to change my hair literally all the time. So that's why I started wearing synthetic lace front wigs. So let's get into my 6 tips for choosing your own synthetic lace front wig. So number 1, I recommend just have fun experimenting. The best place to do that is to take yourself to a beauty supply store, maybe bring a friend along and just try on all of the different units. I myself used to do this when I first started wearing them and I absolutely loved it. I tried on red ones, I tried on pink ones, like I tried on so many different styles, and I had my sister there with me telling me, oh yeah, no, go for it. Like, you know, step out of your comfort zone and just try something else. It was really helpful. While you're experimenting, you're gonna wanna see do you like the silky units? Do you like the yaki units? Like there's all different kinds that you can get. Some of them mimic like relaxed hair. Some of them, as I said, are a little bit more silky. So this part is just literally about having fun and just trying on different styles to see what works for you or what you think is going to work for you. Some beauty supply stores will let you try on as many wigs as you want. Some of them are a little bit funny and will only let you try on 3. Some will charge you for a wig cap. You know, there's lots of different things. So just go along to your local beauty supply store and just see what their deal is and see if you can try them on. Tip number 2, buy online. Seriously, it is so much cheaper than like any of the beauty supply stores that I've ever been to. Even when you're thinking about shipping, like it's still cheaper. I'm gonna leave some of my favorite places to buy wigs down below in the description box for you. Tip number 3, pay attention to the specifications. So to start, I just want to go into some of the popular parting spaces that you're going to come across. So one of the first ones is like an L part, which, as you guessed it, is shaped like an L. A unit that has that L part shape is Free Tress Eternity, and it's one that I have. Another part that you might come across is a C part, which, as you guessed it, is shaped like a C, and one that looks like that is Zuri Sis Aura. You might also come across a 4x4 parting space, and also a 4x4 parting space with a silk base. So the 4x4 parting space, they just don't have a silk base. An example of a 4x4 inch unit without the silk base would be the Brown Sugar unit Vienna. And actually Vienna is 3x5 inches, but you know, it's still the same thing. You can still find 4x4 inches that have those same specifications. And then a unit with a 4x4 inch parting space with a silk base would be a unit like the one I'm wearing today, which is Free Tress Trixie. And I like a silk base because I feel like it just makes them look a little bit more natural, and you can kind of wear whatever wig cap you want to, whatever color, whether it's black or skin toned, and it still looks fine with that silk base. And then you will also find some synthetic wigs that have like a lace frontal in the very front of them. So one that's like that would be BS502, which is a Brown Sugar unit. I'm gonna leave the link to all of these wigs that I'm mentioning down below in the description box, just so you know. There are some other parts like invisible parts and freedom parts and things like that, but I wouldn't worry too much about those. You can usually Google them and find out a little bit more when you're about to purchase one. But like I said, the most common ones that you're going to come across is the ones that I just mentioned. Usually a synthetic unit is going to come with 2 combs in the front, 1 comb in the back, and then also adjustable straps. Personally, I don't actually wear the combs in any of my units just because I'm always really concerned about my edges and I really don't want to go bald, so I don't wear them. I was talking to my sister earlier actually, and she was telling me that she actually cuts out the adjustable straps of her units. So it's good to have the combs and it's good to have the straps. You might make use of them, but then again, like me and my sister, you might actually not. Generally, most of the synthetic wigs that you're going to come across are heat safe. However, one thing I would say is don't buy a curly wig if you just want to straighten it. Like, they're so inexpensive that it would make more sense to buy a straight wig and then to have your curly wig. Because the thing about it is, if you're going to take like a beautiful curly wig and then you're just going to completely straighten it, it's going to severely like reduce the shelf life. And you know, you really want to keep your synthetic wigs for as long as possible. You don't want to kill the wig by just straightening it. Tip number 4, choose your lace carefully. So synthetic wigs usually have hard or soft lace. Hard lace is really good because it doesn't lift up as easily as what soft lace does. So you can do those top knots and things like that, and you know, it's fine. The wig will kind of usually stay in place the way that it should do. The only kind of downside with hard lace is that it is hard. It's a little bit rougher, and personally I don't really like it on my edges. I remember when me and my sister again would go to the beauty supply store and I'd be trying on all of these wigs with the hard lace, and literally at the end of like an hour session of trying on wigs, all of my forehead here would just be like really red. If you're going to be wearing a wig every day, you might want to steer clear of the hard lace and you might prefer to go for a soft lace. Now, soft lace is really good because, as I said, you can wear it every day. The only downside to soft lace is that it does lift up. So if you're going to try and do like a top knot or something with soft lace, it does require a little bit extra work. You might have to leave some of your hair out in the front so that you can help to blend the lace where it's lifting. You can also use Got To Be Glued gel, which does help to stick the lace down. However, if you're going to be using gel on your wig every day, then it does kind of, you know, it just gets a little bit of product buildup on it, so you are going to have to wash it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Tip number 5. Sometimes you might want to buy a half wig instead. So I say that because you'll find that a lot of the lace front, synthetic lace front wigs that companies do, they do usually have a half wig version of that as well. And that's often the case with Outre. So for example, their Outre Peruvian lace front wig, which is one that I have, they also do a half wig version of that as well. And the price difference is, you usually find like a $10 to $15 price difference between a lace front wig and a half wig. And sometimes a half wig can be better because it can actually look a little bit more natural, because you're going to be leaving some of your hair out in the front. Choosing a half wig is particularly good if you're going to get something that's a little bit more yucky, for example Outre Annie, or if you want to get something curly which mimics your natural hair texture, for example the Outre Big Beautiful Hair Collection, which comes in, I think it's like 3A to 4C, I think. There's like a whole variety of like different curl patterns, so if you want to do that, that's something that could work for you. Tip number 6. Do your research when you're choosing your brand. So be careful if you're going to be buying a synthetic unit off of Aliexpress. Often what a lot of companies will do is have like YouTubers' pictures, and they'll have it on their website to make it seem like that's the wig, when in actual case it isn't. Also, I would say go on YouTube. There are so many wig reviewers on YouTube that you can pretty much always find a review of the unit that you're looking for. Some of the companies that I recommend you go and take a look at would be like Outre, Bobby Boss, Main Concept, Model. I never know how to say that, and because I'm English, I don't know. I hear American people say it, but I never know if I'm saying that one right. I'll also leave some other wig brands that I can think of down below in the description box. So those are my 6 tips for choosing your first synthetic lace front wig. I hope that they helped. If you do have any questions, then please do just leave a comment down below and I will definitely get back to you and answer your question. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I will see you again soon. Bye guys.